Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope your day is off to a fantastic start. I have a couple candle reviews that are going to be going live here on my channel today. First, we are obviously taking a little dive into HomeWorx Santorini, or Santorini Sunset as it's called on the HomeWorx website. And a little bit later on today, I will also be sharing my review of the brand new Kringle Reserve Orange fragrance. So if you are not already subscribed to my channel and you are interested in seeing more of my home fragrance content, definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button right below this video here. That way, as soon as my content goes live on my channel, you should be notified on your subscription feed. Anyway, you guys, let's go ahead and dive into Santorini, or Santorini Sunset. I think I'm just gonna call it Santorini because that's what's on the label, but I do find it interesting that it's called Santorini Sunset at HomeWorx.shop here. So this particular candle was actually sent to me as PR. Most of you guys are probably already familiar with the fact that I am a HomeWorx ambassador or affiliate, if you will. That does mean that from time to time, HomeWorx allows us to select a candle to be able to share our thoughts with you guys. We don't have to pay for that particular candle. And when this one popped up, the fragrance notes really appealed to me. So I went ahead and selected this one. And I have to admit, I chose really well. This is a fantastic scent. And even though I'm on a little bit of a HomeWorx low buy right now, if you're new, I am really trying hard to whittle down my vast HomeWorx candle collection. I have been with the brand from day one when Harry launched over at QVC. I've been a huge fan of Harry Slatkin ever since his Bath & Body Works days. So when he launched the HomeWorx brand, I was really excited to see him back in the candle world, especially with his own brand. And so I started buying a lot of the candles over at QVC. If you shop there, you know that they are usually sold in a set of two, sometimes even in trios, and I just went ham. If I loved a scent, I would purchase multiple duos, or a lot of times even multiple trios. We all know how I felt about the Farm Stand trio. I am still trying to work my way through the like 8 or 10 trios that I purchased from QVC a few years ago. Anyway, despite that, I really appreciate HomeWorx reaching out and offering us a candle every now and then to be able to review for you guys. So anyway, I did not pay for this one. All opinions are still my own. I do have a discount code. I'll put the information for that in the description box down below, as well as a link to where to purchase Santorini. Right now, it's actually sold out on the HomeWorx.shop website. However, it is available in a set of two from QVC. So I'll link it at QVC right now. But if there's anything else that you want from HomeWorx.shop, you can use my discount code MELANIEP, and that should save you an additional 15% off of your purchase. It usually works with most sales. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the scent story here. We'll talk through the fragrance notes. I'll tell you what my nose picks up. We'll talk overall strength and throw and burn performance, and then we will wrap it up. Okay. Experience the mystery of the Greek Isles and the waters of the Aegean Sea at sunset with notes of sea salt combined with fragrant cyclamen, lavender bougainvillea blooms, and iconic olive leaf. Sounds like a Greek vacation, doesn't it? Actually, as soon as I saw this description, I was like, oh gosh, I really want to go to Greece. That is on my bucket list. If you have ever had a chance to go to Greece, please tell me it's like the most amazing experience ever, because I really have it built up in my head. All right, so our fragrance notes here are sea salt, cyclamen, bougainvillea, and olive leaf, but then they break it down even further with their top, middle, and bottom notes. So on the top, we have ozonic as well as sea salt. The middle is orris, cyclamen, and coconut. And the bottom is driftwood, amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. So what does this actually smell like? First of all, it does have a very, very tropical vibe to it. One of the things that I really enjoy about this one is that whole like salty ocean air vibe that I get. It really does smell like you are standing at the edge of, well, in this case, it would be the Aegean Sea. So you've got that nice salty breeze coming your way. It's really authentic in this one. I have to say, so the bougainvillea really interested me. Bougainvillea, if you're not familiar, is a really beautiful plant. It has really vibrant flowers. Most of the bougainvillea that I've seen are kind of this like hot pink fuchsia type of color, but I want to say that bougainvillea comes in a few different colors. Now, certain types of bougainvillea are like they don't have any smell to them, but other types of bougainvillea are pretty fragrant. I have seen the fragrance compared to almost like a honeysuckle type scent, and I have to agree, it is definitely a strong floral, but it's a very, very sweet floral. And what I would compare it to most would probably definitely be honeysuckle. So if you are a fan of honeysuckle, I think you'll be a fan of the bougainvillea in this fragrance for sure. In terms of the cyclamen, I actually don't really get much of that in here. I also don't get much in the way of this like olive leaf type note, but I get a healthy dose of coconut. Now, it is not like a edible coconut. It's more of like a creamy, like almost suntan lotion type of coconut scent. It's really well done. It's not overly sweet, and I really think that that sea salt, like beachy ocean air type, ozonic type note that you're getting here helps to keep that coconut from getting too sweet. The driftwood, I do get just a little bit of like a woodiness to this. I would say maybe it's a little bit more sandalwood than it is driftwood per se, but there is a light woodiness to this. I get a little dose of amber. It's not heavy on the amber at all. And if the patchouli scares you off, I have to say, I don't pick up much patchouli here at all, really, if any. And if there's any in here, it's not like the earthy, dirty hippie patchouli. It's really more of like a really light, maybe white patchouli, like definitely a lighter patchouli for sure. Much more perfumey than earthy and yeah, kind of dirty smelling, I guess I could say. Overall, I think this is a really neat combination of like a salty ocean air with a healthy dose of that sweet bougainvillea floral note. The coconut, that creamy coconut running throughout. The sandalwood, a touch of amber, and just the slightest touch of patchouli. This is so relaxing. This is so inviting. It really smells like a tropical beachy vacation. This is a beautiful scent, you guys. It really kind of surprised me by how much I've been enjoying it. I mean, I figured I would probably like it, but I kind of love this one. In the past, my favorites from HomeWorx have always been their gourmands and their fruity scents. That's naturally just what I gravitate towards. This is one of the reasons why I am so appreciative that they offer us to be able to review some candles for free sometimes, because it allows me to kind of branch out a little bit and maybe try some things that I wouldn't otherwise be confident in spending the money on. But you guys, this is one that I see myself repurchasing in the very near future because it just is so lovely. Like I want my summer to smell like this. There are a few different types of fragrances that I really like during the summer months, and they mostly lean, you know, fruity. But this is something a little bit different. It's not as sweet as what I normally gravitate towards, but it's just really enjoyable and authentic. Like it really does smell like a tropical, I guess I shouldn't really say tropical. I think the coconut is what is making me call this tropical, but it does smell just like a warm weather destination vacation, if you will. In terms of the performance, all right, you guys, I've had a really good performance in terms of strength and throw here. I would put both the strength and the throw at a solid 7. Here's the thing though, this has those really thin wicks, and this is something that I've noticed across the board with the new HomeWorx fragrances that are coming out right now. The wicks are not, I don't really like the wicks. I'm just gonna be very forthcoming about that. One, they are really quite thin, which makes them fragile when you go to trim them. And they have this tendency to want to lean. Now, I limit my burn usually, I kind of messed up with this one, but I usually limit my burn of HomeWorx candles to around 3.5 hours. I definitely never go beyond like 5 hours because that does get me into trouble with HomeWorx candles. They are just not built for that. Maybe they were when they were first released over at QVC back in 2017, 2018. But honestly, at this point, I find I get the best performance out of my HomeWorx candles if I let them burn somewhere between 3 and 4 hours max. I think that is plenty of time for a deep, lovely wax pool to form. And a lot of the fragrances do linger for a little bit afterwards. But when you burn these particular wicks too long, first of all, you're gonna get that carbon residue that falls back into the wax. I let this one go for like 6 or 7 hours one day. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just walking around and living my day, and I just forgot. So when I walked over to it, it was quite messy. So I'm gonna give you guys an overhead shot so that you can see what I'm talking about. The wicks are still nice and strong, right? But you can see that they are wanting, like this one here is really taking a lean towards the middle. This one here, actually that one's still pretty straight up and down as of right now. But this one here is leaning towards the middle just a little bit. And you can see that the mushroom tops have definitely fallen back into the wax as the candle is burning. These create a nice tall flame, I will say. It gives me the depth of wax pool that I need for a good performance in terms of strength and throw. But I don't like this leaning. It really makes me feel like I have to watch the candle very carefully. And while you can't see it right now, there is quite a bit of carbon residue from that one day where I burned it excessively that has fallen back into the wax. So this is not that beautiful like ivory color anymore. It's definitely a little bit dingy looking, but there is no sooting that happened on the sides. And by the way, this is one of the rare HomeWorx that sorry, let me set you guys down here, that I don't necessarily feel like I need to put into a hurricane. Now, that being said, I think I do get a slightly stronger performance of my HomeWorx candles when they are in a hurricane, but this one has been doing fine without it. So I've had this one in the family room for most of its life, and it does great in there. I smell it throughout the bulk of the downstairs of the house. So again, decent throw, like I said. But it pairs well with a lot of other more tropical types of scents as well. I've been pairing this with a lot of different coconut scents from Scentsy in my warmers. For example, I have, was it Crazy Coconut? Or I don't even know if it's like a currently available coconut scent from Scentsy. I think it was maybe a Bring Back My Bar that I was saving for like the spring, summertime. But it's a blue wax, and I think it's called Coconut Crazy or Crazy for Coconuts or something like that. And it pairs so well with this one. I love the way my house smells right now. It's definitely very like cloudy and overcast and not a super warm spring day today, but it smells like the middle of summer in my house right now. So it's a great scent. I'm having a good experience with the overall burn, but I just wish that the wicks were different. And I do think that Harry is getting quite a bit of feedback about these wicks. So my hope is that he can figure out a different situation for maybe the candles that come out next year. You know, I'm sure he buys all of his, you know, raw products in bulk, and he might have a lot of these wicks to go through first. but I just really don't think they're the best option for his candles. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Santorini, or Santorini Sunset as it's called, at HomeWorx.shop. Again, I'll put a link to where you can currently find it in the description box down below. I don't know if it's available at the different outlet stores. Honestly, the ones in my area typically don't get much from HomeWorx. And by outlet stores, I mean a lot of these HomeWorx candles do show up at Marshall's, HomeGoods, TJ Maxx. So if you spot them there, definitely worth picking up for sure. So if you have Santorini, please let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. This one will be a repurchase for me for sure. It is delightful, and like I said, it's a little different for me, but it kind of scratches that coconut itch that I have right now perfectly. And I think it's a really interesting fragrance. So 2 big fat thumbs up for me, but I'm very curious about what you guys think as well. So let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Again, subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.